lot in my mind, that's who I talk to my dad about.
Yes.
My dad is a person where I'm a person who's always thinking, like to a point where it's sometimes crippling. And my dad has held a space for me to just put everything in this box that he keeps so sacred to him. So honestly, my dad is like my soulmate. I tell a lot of people, like, my dad's my best friend. He's behind the scenes a lot of the time because my mom is always just kind of behind me. My dad's behind my mom and me.
Yeah.
So he's my backbone. And my mom and I, as I've gotten older, I respect her so much as a woman and the things that she has instilled in me. A sense of self, a sense of a work ethic, a sense of honesty, a sense of being realistic, a sense of, again, your feelings don't always matter. Because in the world as a black woman, my mom always says, they're not going to care. I do, but they're not. So
This is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the lively art of conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn, my goodness, and we pass it along. Tune in and listen to us every Sunday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as we give you our story with the lively art of conversation. Hey, you know who it is and you know what time it is. This is Sunday, the lively art of conversation. I am your cultural facilitator and your cultural advocate, Dr. Rodney Duckett. That's right, out in the community, just trying to bring people together with those conversations that really matter about life. I have someone in the studio today that I know extremely well. And when I mean extremely well, I seen this young person be a caterpillar, and now she's a butterfly. And the butterfly is just soaring way out there and doing amazing things. And really, there's no limit to what this person can do because she is just constantly growing and developing over and over again. For you guys that don't know who I am, this is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the lively art of conversation, where we live, we learn, my goodness, we pass it along. For you guys that don't know me, I'm the host of this show. I'm a byproduct to this area by way of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Military brought me here. I'm a bit of a transplant, but I have made this Central Texas place my home here for the last 25 years. The lively art of conversation is a thought-provoking dialogue that we have to just kind of teach us those life lessons about where we are right now today in life. Now, I will say this, and I really mean this from my heart. This show would not be a show without my underwriters. So if you are my underwriters out there, thank you very much for allowing me and trusting me to be able to bring a show that has, I don't know, some great ripe fruit on it. I mean, some great ripe fruit so people can just pick and enjoy the lusciousness of what we have going on the lively art of conversation. So at this time, I'm going to send it over to my underwriters.
This is Lavina Sabri with So Natural Catering and Bomb A Lemonade, and you're listening to the lively art of conversation.
Hello. This is Rodney Duckett with the lively art of conversation. As we live, we learn, we earn, and we pass that wisdom along. Join us every Sunday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as we bring to you our story. You bring your story, we give you our story, and our story is how we engage in our community. Everybody has a story, and we're waiting to hear your story. So if you're interested, reach out to us at livelyartofconversation@gmail.com.
Looking to elevate your brand or capture unforgettable moments? New Image Media offers top-tier videography, photography, personal branding, and more. They combine creativity and quality with fair pricing and friendly service so you get the results you want. Whether it's a business promo or special occasion, they bring your vision to life with quality you can trust. Choose New Image Media, where your image is everything. For more info, email media@newimagemiallc.com. Words have power. They connect, heal, and inspire. That's the mission at Better Watch Your Tone, LLC, founded by Toni B. Shelton. She's empowering through powerful poetry and prose, with hundreds impacted through speaking events, workshops, and 8 self-published books. Ready to honor the story within? Discover books and coaching at betterwatchyourtone.com. For event poetry or book writing support, email ToniShelton@gmail.com. Let's use our words to uplift. Better watch your tone. You've built a life worth celebrating. Now it's time to be seen. At Las Foto de Lance Photography, they don't just take portraits, they capture the fire in your spirit and the power in your presence. Whether you're reclaiming your confidence, owning your story, or stepping into a new chapter, Las Foto de Lance Photography creates luxury images that reflect the real you. Visit lasfotodelance.net or drop by their Harker Heights studio. Las Foto de Lance Photography, unapologetically you, immortalized.
Hello, this is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Heritage Legacy Curators. You're looking for something for your kids to do this summer? Well, reach out to me at Impact Outreach, IMPAC Outreach at gmail.com, because Heritage Legacy Curators is all about collecting oral history. So if you have stories that you would love to pass down to your kids, or if you have a project that maybe your kids need to do as it relates to oral history, bring those family albums out and we'll sit there and we'll sort through those family albums. So that way we can collect those stories and keep those stories within the family. So that way they can be the next speakers to curate your family reunion. We're back with the lively art of conversation where you live, you learn, you earn. My goodness, you pass it along. And I want to start off with the word. The word. And I want to say the word is beginnings. Beginnings. That is the word, beginnings. Now, get your journal out so you can write this down, beginnings. Because this word goes into a quote. And the quote is, "It is never about the beginning. It is always about the journey." That's right. You thought I was going to say end, but it's about the journey that we are on. But it starts with the beginning of it. So I want to do this right here. I want to tell you guys that sometimes this journey that you guys are on could be very difficult. But again, we must stay in tune with the race that we are in. And sometimes the race that we have with us is just our own race. So stay in your lane and never worry about what others have going on. And this guest here today is someone that stayed in her lane. But I want to leave you guys with this question. What is your journey? That's it. What is your journey? Think about that question, because that question means a lot. Because you started where you started, but where is your journey aligning you to right now? So, ladies and gentlemen, I have someone here that I literally seen as a caterpillar. And now I have witnessed the butterfly. She is a beautiful monarch. I met her probably when she was like, I don't know, 9, 10, somewhere around there. And she's going to laugh at me, but she was this goofy little girl that came in that was just clunking her little feet all over the place with At IU Chat. And I made her the host because she had so much bubbly personality. And we used to just crack up at her, and because she was just so funny. She was naturally funny because she was just herself, because she was always being herself. She was always on her journey. And then later on, I began to witness just how amazing she was, because it wasn't the fact that she can do the show, but she can also sing. She can also act. But most importantly, what I really love about her is the family dynamics of who she is as an individual, because she's kind of taken on the role of what her mother's doing. So when you have a trade and the trade is passed down to you, and you see someone grab that trade, that really, really kind of talks about how powerful a mother and a daughter's relationship is. For ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring to you my guest for this show, the beautiful Jordan Orionn.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Jordan, I'm more excited to have you here. And I'm going to tell you why. I noticed your beginnings. And your beginnings were amazing. Now, I caught you around the age of 9, 10, so I wasn't there that whole time. But tell me a little bit about Jordan Orionn. Tell me about your life.
Okay. This can be a really, really in-depth answer, but I'll try to keep it short.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Jordan Orionn, outside of Jordan Orionn, I'm just Jordan. And being Jordan and growing up, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I grew up seeing people work hard, people trying to build a better legacy for their children. I grew up with the real, like, sugarcoat was not a thing. We're going to give you the advice without trying to always coddle your feelings. So as an adult now, I know how to have conversations. I know how to take in criticism or just sometimes wisdom without taking it so personally, because sometimes it's not my feelings that need to get involved. But I am still sensitive. Okay, don't ever misconstrue that.
She is.
I also would say Jordan Orionn, with all of that being said, you know, with my young life, and that's just a little excerpt, I would say that I'm very creative. I grew up feeling very not understood by a lot of people. My mom always says, you're just different. And then on top of me having a learning disability, that made me even more different. And then I love to sing and have these big dreams that a lot of people are just like, only one in a million, you know, can do this. And I grew up, well, my mom and my dad said I'm one in a million, so I know I can. And I also grew up understanding that I understood my place in the world as a Black young lady. I think that's a lot of what actually my confidence now, with my skin color, with my hair, with my features. I walk into a room knowing, like, I'm a Black queen. Like, my mom and my dad were very intentional with speaking life into me. So I still have my insecurities growing up because of, like, propaganda and what you see all the time. But in the back of my mind, I know, like, I came from two beautiful Black people. I'm a Black person with big, beautiful Black dreams, and I can make it in a world that may not always see me, but or acknowledge me. But I'm gonna make myself known in a room. So that's who Jordan Orionn is. If I could. I hope I did that eloquently.
Oh, you did. I mean, that was perfect, and that is befitting for who you are, the young lady that I've seen as a caterpillar blossom to be a butterfly. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's go back. Let's talk about two people that I know well, and those two people are Mama and Papa. Let's talk about Mama and Papa. They're gonna kill me for this.
Okay. That's a long question, too. Mom and dad, or I call her Ma, Mom, Daddy. They're honestly my foundation in so many ways. They've shielded me from so much with just love, with patience, with understanding. And I find it interesting because, you know, people in the real world, I always say, like, y'all just don't get me like my parents do. Like, they can take my personality for everything it is. With other people in the world, I want to say minimize, but, you know, you have to code switch, and especially in different rooms. Like, I have to know, like, okay, I can't come in, if I'm having a lot in my mind, that's who I talk to my dad about. Yes. My dad is a person where I'm a person who's always thinking, like, to a point where it's sometimes crippling. And my dad has held a space for me to just put everything in this box that he keeps so sacred to him. So honestly, my dad is like my soulmate. I tell a lot of people, like, my dad's my best friend. He's behind the scenes a lot of the time because my mom is always just kind of behind me. My dad's behind my mom and me. Yes. So he's my backbone. And my mom and I, as I've gotten older, I respect her so much as a woman and the things that she has instilled in me. A sense of self, a sense of a worth ethic, a sense of honesty, a sense of being realistic, a sense of, again, your feelings don't always matter. Because in the world as a Black woman, my mom always says, they're not going to care. I do, but they're not. So I've just really learned a lot of my womanhood from her. And I know a lot of girls, like, don't have that in their lives from a woman that's really teaching them how to be a woman in this world. Yes. But my mom taught me grace, sexuality. She was like, your sensuality, should I say, doesn't need to be something you just expose everything. It's the energy you embody. So I don't feel the need to overdo anything because I'm like, I look good. I know I do. You don't need to see everything because I'm a gem. And that's one thing my mom has always taught me, like, you are a gem and don't allow anybody just to hold you. So, both my parents they're dope individuals who came from situations that they didn't want to replicate. So I appreciate that they didn't do that for me and my brother. So, yeah.
And you're a gem. Not everyone can hold you. You need to put that in your journals if you're listening. You need to put that in your journals. Hey, fathers, if you are out there listening on your way to work, that is something that you tell your daughters. You are a gem, and not everybody's meant to hold you. I love that. I know her mother and her father. They are phenomenal people. Father he's a lifelong learner. Mm-hmm. He always has a book in his pocket or in his hand. And then Ms. Z, I know her from work, and she's a hardworking woman, and she cares about her patients. And I see that constantly when I'm with her. And sometimes I've popped into her office to have a therapy session myself. So she's probably laughing if she's listening to this, because I need wisdom from my little sister sometime, because sometimes brother be wanting to go off. So I need her to tell me not to go off, and put it in perspective. But you have an awesome, awesome family. So you got a brother.
I do.
Talk about that little dude.
My brother, honestly, I call him my brother. Like, I just love my brother so much. I just remember my dad called me Little Mama. Like, he always called me that, because that was like, I understood like my place. Like, that's my parents' child. But we were so enmeshed in the sense of like, I understood him like no one did. Like, when babies are talking or something, you don't understand what they're saying. For whatever reason, I understood. Oh, he said he wants this. My mom was like, are you like, is this like a language I just don't understand? I was very protective of my brother, because I know what I've been through with school, and just I never wanted him, and I'm actually happy he's not like me in school. He's a lot more bolder than I was in school. I was a lot more like quiet to myself, very nerdy. He's like super popular, super handsome little dude, just super charismatic, great personality. And I was always telling him, be yourself. But if anybody try you, I might be quiet, but I will throw hands. So he's so now, my brother, like, he's out of high school, y'all. And not only that, but he has a plan. And
yes, ma'am.
And for him to be, just a man, I wanted him to conduct himself in a manner. Like, he still has a lot of growing to do, but he's really like taking the steps to becoming that man that I always seen that he could be, and just his plans for the future after high school, with his relationship, like in all his relationships, he just moves so seamlessly through them. So I love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And here's the amazing thing about you, and I keep saying this, and I'm going to just beat this down throughout this show. I seen you as a caterpillar. That's what I seen when I first seen you as a caterpillar, and then also I seen you when you were a little crystalline, just hanging from a branch, and to see how you metamorphosized into this beautiful, outstanding woman is amazing, so your life is your foundation with your parents. But tell me, what did you learn along the way? What did the community, what did your parents, what were some of the things that made you into Jordan?
Oh, I'm really big on community. I feel like my community, the people that have really like nurtured my talents,
yes,
and you know exactly who I'm talking about, but it's been so many people who have just been in my life and who saw me for who they knew I could be. And I feel like, I work in my profession right now. I work with a lot of kids that don't have people to see who they can be in the future, like to see at their highest selves. And to be brought up with strangers, if we're going to put in the most plain, that really just invested in me, supported my family, like were coming to my shows, when I was selling t-shirts, and I still do, but when I was, selling like, merch, like my little stickers and stuff, they're like just pouring. And then, wait, what was the question? I got lost in my train of thought here. Y'all started getting deep.
Your metamorphosis, what did you learn along the way from just encountering different people?
I learned along the way, to make it like most plain, is you have to, it starts with your community. It starts with the foundation. Of course, it goes your family, then the community, and then people outside of that. And then to see somebody, like invest in somebody, not always like monetarily, but in time, in lessons, and just talking to them, giving them wisdom. If you see a child have a dream, or you just see a person with a dream and they're good, and you can actually see like, okay, you have like real potential. supporting them. Like, honestly, that's what I think support has really made me who I am. Because if I didn't have like the people speaking life into me, my community, my family, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, being as bold as to, let me just go to New York to go on this audition. Didn't get the audition, but my parents are like, it's the fact that you wanted to do this. We actually, because my parents always say, now if we didn't, hear like a tune in that voice, if we didn't see the acting, we would have not invested all that we did into you. But for them to just invest in me and then getting back to my community, I think is what I've learned. Invest in support.
Again, I'm sorry if I'm fanboying over here right now, but I still see little Jordan, and it's kind of hard to believe that you've grown up to be so amazing. And I'm trying to get out of my fanboy mode right now, but you have really became this butterfly, and it's just so amazing. And I one thing I could say about community, anybody that's listening, that's out there, that you have been you've worked with before in the past, they could probably say the same thing, because there was a bit of shyness and goofiness with you, but now, and I still see some of that too.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. But just to see the woman that you've become, even when I run into you around town, or if your mom tells me something amazing that you're doing, or if I just catch you on social media. So just amazing. So this is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Lively Art of Conversation. We'll be right back.
Words have power. They connect, heal, and inspire. That's the mission at Better Watch Your Tone, LLC, founded by Toni B. Shelton. She's empowering through powerful poetry and prose, with hundreds impacted through speaking events, workshops, and 8 self-published books. Ready to honor the story within? Discover books and coaching at betterwatchyourtone.com. For event poetry or book writing support, email ToniShelton@gmail.com. Let's use our words to uplift. Better watch your tone. You've built a life worth celebrating. Now it's time to be seen. At Las Foto de Lance Photography, they don't just take portraits, they capture the fire in your spirit and the power in your presence. Whether you're reclaiming your confidence, owning your story, or stepping into a new chapter, Las Foto de Lance Photography creates luxury images that reflect the real you. Visit lasfotodelance.net or drop by their Harker Heights studio. Las Foto de Lance Photography, unapologetically you, immortalized. Looking to elevate your brand or capture unforgettable moments? New Image Media offers top-tier videography, photography, personal branding, and more. They combine creativity and quality with fair pricing and friendly service, so you get the results you want. Whether it's a business promo or special occasion, they bring your vision to life with quality you can trust. Choose New Image Media, where your image is everything. For more info, email media@newimagemiallc.com.
This is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Heritage Legacy Curators. You're looking for something for your kids to do this summer? Well, reach out to me at Impact Outreach, IMPAC outreach@gmail.com, because Heritage Legacy Curators is all about collecting oral history. So if you have stories that you would love to pass down to your kids, or if you have a project that maybe your kids need to do as it relates to oral history, bring those family albums out, and we'll sit there and we'll sort through those family albums, so that way we can collect those stories and keep those stories within the family, so that way they can be the next speakers to curate your family reunion. Hey, we are back with the Lively Art of Conversation. If you guys would like to be a part of the Lively Art of Conversation, reach out to me at livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. That's right. If you have an event, if you have a book, or if you just want to be on the show because you're that interesting person that has that life, reach out to me. Once again, livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. We are back. The metamorphosis is over. The butterfly is to my right, and she is absolutely amazing. Jordan Orionn. Miss Jordan, now, you're speaking from a perspective of, I would say you're an older woman, because I don't want you to kick me.
Uh-oh.
But you are a woman, full-fledged woman. We got that. So there could be youth that are listening to this. Mm-hmm. What lessons would you tell the youth about your life, how it can transition over to them?
That's a good question. I would say, For me, I think what's helped me a lot, and again, this is from what I was speaking on, I mentioned earlier, I think it all starts with your foundation. But say you don't have that foundation, right? I think it's the belief in self. Like, it's really that, like, I believe in myself so much that I'm going to walk as a person I see myself in the future. I'm going to start utilizing resources to get to where I want to get to in the future. I'm going to utilize the people that I see supporting me that I want to, just partner with, want to be in the room with. Because I know when as I get bigger, as y'all get bigger, you see yourself in these rooms with people who are going to support you, like, nonetheless. So for me, I would say the biggest lesson from my life to them is walk in the shoes that you see your future self walking in. And I think, I also, for a little harsh truth, this world did not promise you anything. Like, as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, this world did not promise me a thing, but it just gave me a foundation to build what I want. Like, it just built me the foundation of, okay, you want to be a singer, you want to be an actor, you want to do all these beautiful things, start doing it. And don't wait for the opportunity. I feel like, especially if you're coming for, like, my situation, I don't have any connects to be like, okay, you help me launch me into this career. I have to really start from the bottom up. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard. Like, it's times, especially I feel like in the last 2 years, where I've really been contemplating, like, can I do this? I question myself still. Yes. But then I also realize, like, but I can, because then I have opportunities. I'm just like, well, dang, I did that, so I can do this and more and more. So just, and I keep envisioning Jordan Orionn when I'm in my late 30s, 40s, 'cause I really think I'm gonna be that girl, right, like, around that time. I'm going to have did everything I'm doing now to get me there. You get what I'm saying? I hope that was kind of a roundabout, I hope that.
And we talked about the beginnings being on the journey, and your journey is very, very important. And I've watched your journey. I can literally say I sat right there and I've watched you do all the wonderful things that you said that you were going to do, and it's been absolutely amazing. The one thing that I'm getting from you is just don't quit along the way. It's okay to have a little bit of doubt, to doubt yourself, but you should not quit. So and that leads me to, any of these setbacks in your life, any of these failures. I mean, how did your setbacks get you in the position for the comebacks that you have made?
Oh, my setbacks have put me in positions of seeing, like, better opportunities, if that makes any sense. Like, It sets me back. Okay, I didn't get the opportunity, that sucks. But then I always find, like, a opportunity that I didn't even think I could get then comes my way. So I always think of it like, some people say, like, rejection was protection. Ooh. I sometimes really think of it like that. Like, this rejection was my protection, because Keke Palmer said something where she was like, if they didn't book me, I said sorry to you. Like, that's your loss. Yes. So I always take it as, okay, y'all just missed out on me, but someone else is going to see me for all that I am, and it's going to even be 10 times better. So that's how I take it. I think it's come like a little cockiness with that, like confidence. Yeah. I hate the word cocky, but I don't think cocky's always bad, but confidence, cockiness, like, y'all didn't see me. I see me, and I still know who I am, but someone else in another opportunity will.
Your rejection is your protection. That is a journal moment. You know what? Teaching me right here. I mean, Dr. Duck is being taught. All right, so write that one down. Please write that one down. And you better cite her on that, okay? Rejection is your protection. That is amazing, because sometimes you can be removed from something that keeps you protected. You could be running late to avoid an accident, or you could arrive extra early to avoid an accident. So sometimes being rejected or being moved or moving slowly, sometimes it is better than to get an acceptance. I like that. That is beautiful. So let's talk about what you have earned along the way. There's a lot that you have earned. I know there's specific projects that you've been a part of. I know you've traveled to California, and New York City, and Atlanta. Tell me about your journeys.
So actually, what I'm really, really proud of is my song that I dropped last year, November, a few months ago. Surrounded was picked up by a film that was going to be showing at Sundance.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that was really cool. So, I've been in Sundance. I've been in different, I was in Rolling Stone. Is that what you're saying? Like my accomplishments?
Yeah, yes,
okay,
ma'am.
I just want to make sure, am I?
Definitely. Go ahead.
But I've been in different publications. I've, been in films, commercials. I wrote with some artists. Like I've been, one of the songwriters. So I've definitely done a lot that I knew I could do, and when it actually happens, I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. So yeah.
Well, and give everybody your age for me. I know you're not supposed to ask a woman her age, but I think I can get away with that. So
yes, well, I'm 23.
She said 3. Come on, girl, you better own that.
Yes, I don't know. I feel like after I hit like 21, I was like, oh gosh, it's not going downhill, but it's like I really am aging. Like,
you got a long way to go.
This is crazy.
You got a long way to go, so trust me. I mean, and you're holding good, and your mama hold good too, because I see her every day, and she runs around looking like she's 16.
Yeah,
so,
she loves that compliment too.
Yeah.
She'd be like, oh, we're sisters. And then when I call her by her name, she's like, okay, now you're doing a little too much. You're doing a little too much.
That's what Z be doing. Z be playing too much sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with Z. She need to quit playing. So, but no, you have done a lot of amazing things, and you've got an incredible footprint. Tell us a little bit more about being at the was it Sundance?
Yes, Sundance. Yeah. It was a wild experience because going back to my earlier statements, well, did I say this? You never know who's watching you. So when you do start putting your, someone told me, a dear friend told me, she was like, what you put out is pretty much your resume. And I did not know that my resume was going to lead to just, at first, because I didn't know who this man was, a random man just hitting me up. And it then became like a conversation. My mom waking me up in the middle of the night. I was watching a show, and she's like, oh my gosh, you see the email? And I'm just thinking, it's probably like spam. But no, I was really hit up, and they're like, it's this film, Love Jones, one of the producers. And he was like, I love your music. I stumbled across you, and we want to utilize it. And I was just like, oh, wow. So going to Sundance, we went to Utah. Utah was a time. I was like, okay, Utah's Utah.
Yep.
And Sundance, it was my first experience going to Sundance. I've heard of Sundance, of course, like a lot of people. But going there was like a wild experience. You see all these celebrities, and you're just, watching them watch their film that they're showing that, the masses. And it was just really cool to like see my name at the end of the credits. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. I love this. So,
man. So what did you learn from this experience? I mean, because not everybody gets this experience to live their life. And I say this because there's so many people that sit on the perch, unwilling or not wanting to fly, but you are actually out there soaring. So what did you learn about being able to have someone tell you that I really enjoy your music?
It was really fulfilling because, first off, the film Love Brooklyn was beautiful. Yeah. So I was like, wow. But it was really fulfilling. I feel like as an artist, a lot of people ask me like, oh, what did you think? And I do care what people think about my artistry. But I've learned like that question is hard for me to answer because it just makes me feel like, okay, I'm good. Like it just makes me feel like, okay, I actually do make good music, but I never know how to feel because I make the music for myself, and then when it resonates with other people, I'm just like, well, how do you feel about it? Because I know how I feel about my own music, but then I always wonder when they tell me I love it or it did something for me. I sometimes like, I can comprehend. It's such a like I can comprehend it, but I'm just like, wow, like it meant something to me. So for it to mean something to you, and then I just question, what did it mean to you? So I'm just like, how did you perceive it, and all this other stuff. So it felt good. It felt like I'm good at what I do, especially with like lyrics. I'm a really good songwriter. That's something I can like stand 10 toes down on, and it felt good to be seen and be heard because, you look at the streams, like who's listening to me, and then you see someone saying, no, we like it. Not only do we like it, but we want to use it. Then not only do we want to use it, we want to pay you for, what you wrote. And then not only do we want to pay you, but you can come. Not only can you come to all the festivities. So I'm over here getting my outfits together. Hair, got my 20-inch down, bust down. I'm over here just ready to go. Like, so it was really fulfilling. I was really honored. And I think I sit heavily in like gratitude. I think that's something that I've always been told, like, you're just a very you're very like, you have so much gratitude. You're so thankful. And
yes,
I'm thankful for any opportunity to put myself out there, for any opportunity to be in rooms too with just other creatives, because I think I lacked that for so long.
Yes.
With people who are really like taking it really seriously. And they, you know, the creative mind is such an interesting mind to me. So yeah.
Well, and again, like let's talk about, because there is the artist side of you, like there's the artist side of you, and let's talk about that pen and that pad, you know, and you're writing that song. I mean, how do you spark that genesis on that paper?
That is so okay. This is actually a very odd process for me. Honestly, I wrote my first song at 7, y'all. I was listening to Amy Winehouse at 7. Probably shouldn't have been. I mean, I'm listening to one of my favorite songs. I'm not going to name it because the title is even inappropriate. But I loved the song so much. I love storytelling. I've also always been like a kind of a dramatic person. Like a very just like, I don't know, just a very... everything just grand. Like, that's just how I've been. So I felt that because I talked a lot of people, like, when you see me, I come shy. But when you really know me, it's like I can really talk and talk and talk. So it was a way for me, because my mom would sometimes be like, I just need a moment. Like, I just need a moment to just, like, I just got in the house. Like, do we have to talk right now? So I think I've also just learned to, like, put my feelings on a paper. And then my dad, growing up, I forgot to mention this, but my dad is a lyricist. Like, one of the best I think the world has ever, like, he's the best in the world to me, honestly. Okay. The way that he used metaphors, the way that he can like wordplay. My dad, he loves music. He breathes music. So growing up, just going to the studio with him, apparently I was going since I came out of mom's womb. Apparently, like, he just going to the studio and we're there. So I think it was really just innate. Okay. Something that I can, it's not a process. I be driving sometimes and I have a lyric, and I used to not write with beats. So I'll just write just in my mind, and then I'll put it on paper. But then I learned, like, when you don't write with a beat, then you have a fixated beat that you can never get made, because then you can't get it made, but it's very hard. But all that to say, my process changed throughout the years. My process now, I hear a beat I like, a person will give me a topic, and it's pretty easy for me to like get one line. I'm great with writing like first verses, hooks, and then from there I can like go off like immediately. But sometimes it's honestly, like, if I'm just feeling a way, it's like, you know what? I just want to tell a story that's not even my own. Like, I just want to just talk. So, I don't know.
Do you ever get, like, writer's block? Like, a lot of people say they get writer's block, or is that so in music when you're writing music?
I used to get writer's block really bad for a moment. And then give me a few hours, and then I'm back on it. Writer's block for me, I feel like there's so many things you can say. Like, I do believe writer's block is a thing. But I feel like for me, if I have writer's block, it's like it's temporarily, probably because I'm overthinking it.
Okay.
So when I'm done overthinking it, then it's okay. Just calm down. Put your head in the game. And then I also, again, my dad is a great lyricist. So a lot of times, too, if I am having an issue, I'll go to him like, Dad, what do you think? And then he'll be like, you should say this, that, and third. My dad is quick with it, too. So then I'm like, oh, I like that. Then I jump off what he said. Then we're back on the track. Like,
my goodness.
So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So much to unpack here. This is Dr. Rodney Duggan. You're watching The Lively Art of Conversation, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jordan Orionn, artist, singer, songwriter, and actor, as well as a mental health professional, and you are listening to Lively Art of Conversation.
This is Dr. Rodney Duggan. You're back with The Lively Art of Conversation, and we are here with the butterfly herself. That's right. I have watched this young lady be a caterpillar and then become a butterfly. And the metamorphosis that I seen with her was just amazing. One day she was just this little girl in pigtails, and then the next day she comes out looking like the new Angie Stone. Like, and everything that she does and everything she's a part of, it is just golden across the way. It really is golden. And we talked about her being an artist, but I just want to shift slightly and talk about this social worker thing that you do. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, not a social worker yet. Still need to get my license, but I'm a health, mental health provider. It is, so my mom is, it's funny because I remember growing up and my mom, seeing her do what she do, coming home just mentally drained. I'm like, that would never be me. Because I'm just like, can I really take in people just telling me a whole bunch about their problems and everything? Then I get older, then I don't know what I want to do outside of like music and stuff, but I want something. Yes. I think let me just say this. I think it's good to dream. And if that's your A, that's your plan A, that's your plan A. But I always was taught, like, you can have this plan A, still strive for that, but have a plan B too, that you can also go back on. And you can also utilize even in your plan A. And as I've gotten older, I realized that I have my own mental struggles, and it stemmed a lot from growing up in the entertainment because I was modeling a lot when I was younger, acting a lot. And you go to the auditions and these people are just criticizing you up and down, and I learned to take criticism, but it still affects you as you grow up. So now I want to fuse in mental health with my love for entertainment because I really do see myself in that world. So being in the position I am now, that's exactly what I do. I'm helping children from like, single digits to double digits, 18, helping their family unit, like ways that you can have conversation that is healthy, facilitating an environment that is healthy and that will encourage a child to progress in their goals. And sometimes it's me having to talk to the parents, like, what you're doing is not helping the child, but also have to get on the child, like what you're doing, although that's what you're used to because that's the environment and culture you were raised in, that's not going to help you in what you're wanting. So it's interesting. I'm like a mediator, but I'm also advocating always for the child, but I'm honestly advocating for the family as a unit.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little twist. So in your role as the entertainment, the artist, you become the mediator of your music to that person, but also in your line of work, you're still kind of a mediator between people. Have you ever looked at it like that, or?
Ask me the question again. I'm trying to.
Hey,
one more time.
Those one of them Dr. Ducky questions right there. So in your world as an entertainer, your music from your inside, you become the mediator for people to listen because you perform it. But then on the job as a social worker, you become the mediator from just core standards, just core principles and standards. Have you ever looked at that as some similarity, or?
No, actually. I mean, no. My music as a mediator to the audience.
Mediator to the audience. And then, yeah, go ahead.
I do. I feel like a mediator, it's, for me, maybe how I'm thinking about it is a little different, but I think a mediator, it's like they both know the common goal. Like, y'all have a common goal. Okay. Right? I feel like my music, my goal is never to, like, make them feel something or, like, interpret it the way they want to interpret it. It's like and that's why I feel like it's really weird. I hope maybe I sound a little off, but I feel like I want you to take my music and I want you to interpret it the way you feel. I always say good, bad, and ugly are indifferent. Like, my music, to me, I write it from a certain place. Sometimes it changes depending on my mood or my mental state. So I would say it's more of a, like, support group. We're, like, in a support group with my music. Like, we're all there together. We all have our own situations and how we're dealing with it. But that's, like, we're all there for each other. Does that kind of make sense?
It's good because that was one of those Dr. Ducky questions that I have to ask. I was thinking outside the box there for a little bit. Let's talk about your acting.
Okay.
Tell me about this.
Acting, I ran into acting. It's so interesting because acting was something I, like, stumbled upon because I wanted to be a model. Like, I was watching Top Model and I was like, I love walking and strutting. And then I was told by an agent, oh, you're short and you're a little too, like, you're just too petite and curvaceous. So you can't, I was like, not me, my 10-year-old body is curvaceous, but period. But, I get, that's why I'm saying growing up with people always criticizing the way you look. It was just interesting to me, like, as I got older. But, I took that information. She said, but you're animated. You have a good personality. Try acting. And then from there, acting just became something that I really just, like, flourished into. And acting is cool. Like, it really, unlike my music, it's not me being me, but it's me being who other people want me to be. But delivering it in my own way. So acting has really taught me, I think, also how to navigate different situations, and has also helped me like when I was watching Andre Holland in the movie I was telling you about, I watched him in so many different films, and though even when I was talking to him, it's like the way he's able to, like, we're in the middle of a party and him being charismatic, or when I see him in the movie, he's being like his character is being able to change. And I really like how, as acting, it teaches you how to like have conversations with other people. It puts you in different circumstances and how you can treat yourself. Like you take on the character. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yes, I do.
yeah. So I'm very long-winded, so I hope that...
No, you're doing good. And this show is all about you. So really, it is just your evolution and the person that you are here today. So let's talk about, you have lived this wonderful life, and your family has kept you safe, and you have taken some of these life lessons along the way, and then you have gained a lot. So what wisdom do you pass down to the next generation? What wisdom do you pass down to that next Jordan Orionn that's listening right now that says, I want to sing, I want to act, I want to do these things? What would you give them? Because it's a very challenging world out there.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of roadblocks.
Yeah. I would say to the next superstar that's trying to, grow up, I would just say, like, it really all starts with your mindset. It really all starts with your motivation. And if you don't have a good mindset to look at even the losses as wins or losses as lessons to keep going towards the trajectory you're trying to go towards, you're always going to fail. So to my point earlier, keep going, believe in yourself, utilize who you have around you that are supporting you. Also, hold some things close to your chest too. Like, you don't always have to share all your dreams and aspirations. Some people will prey on your downfall. Yes. And I learned that because I have a big mouth and I do talk a lot. Like, like I said, if I do feel comfortable, I just will talk. But I'm learning to refine that into, I want to do this. And not everybody needs to know I want to do this with this. Like, it's because you never know who's really watching you, who's trying to, like, take your place. Although I think everyone has a place if that's your lane. I don't want anyone driving into my lane and trying to, like, crash me while I'm, like, in my lane. So know what you want to do, go after what you want to do. Even if no one believes in you, find those who believe in you. And just keep going. Like, I know it's very cliche to say, and we've said, like, a lot of people say it, but I don't think people take in, like, my dad always says, crawl before you walk. Like, keep crawling before you walk it, because I'm good to run and I still can't even crawl yet. So sometimes you really have to crawl before you walk. Take every day, take it day by day. And I don't know, just give yourself grace too, because again, this is a hard industry and people are going to sometimes say you don't have it or trying to change you. So be authentically who you are, and just walk as a person you see in the future. That's what I would say.
I totally get that. And going back to just listening to the old people talk, I remember old men telling me there's 3 things that people can hurt you, and they can hurt you real bad. Number one thing is how much money you make. If they know how much money you make, or if you're getting a raise, somehow they can pray against you that you don't get it. Number 2, relationships. Man, never talk about your relationship trouble to any of your friends, because secretly they want what you got. And then number 3 that I heard is your next move. Because if anybody can block your next move to make you miserable, because misery loves company, they're going to block your next move. And I think that's everything that you were telling me with that, which, again, man, you are dropping some jewels here today. You are really dropping some jewels. So what's on the horizon here for Jordan Orionn? 2025 is halfway there, okay? So what is coming up for 2026? What plans do you have? Are you dropping any type of albums, or is there anything that's going on that we need to get ready for?
Yes, well, I have been working on a project for like literally over a year now. I think it was important for me for some time when I dropped my EP, then I was dropping my singles, all starting in 2020. 'Cause I was scared at one point, like, these are my babies, but then just drop them, see what people think. But I took some time for myself to like live, because I am very young and I needed more life. Like, let me just live life and see what happens. So this project is really going to introduce people to my womanhood, because I feel like a lot of people know me as, you know, like, oh, Jordan Orionn, but you know, I have matured. I am mature. I'm grown. So I want people but I want people to a point, though. I still got a lot of maturing to do, but I want people to like see me as, okay, like the more mature Jordan Orionn, and the topics, I think, I'm being more open about a lot of stuff, like who I am, that maybe some people from the image that I do shows like, oh, I didn't know that about you. So now they're going to know that. It's been like, I'm nervous. I think this is a project I'm very nervous about, but I know it's a conceptual piece that I've, again, been putting a lot of time into. So you should be, you know, waiting for that. And then outside of that, just, I plan on continuing, you know, with writing still, with different, you know, projects and traveling, and really just seeing where life actually just takes me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I will say this, and here I am sounding like the dead. So I remembered you when I met you, your mom. The introduction was through your mom, and we had a TV show on PBS, and your personality, just like she just has to be the host of the show. And I knew you would gel with another young lady that we had on the show, and just to watch you grow, and you know, just to be patient with you, because you have your own way of doing things. I could write a script for you, but Jordan Orion's gonna do it her way. That's the one thing that I learned. And her mom would say, "Oh, that's just Jordan. Let her do it her way. She got it. She gonna process it a little differently, and she got it." You know, but the way your brain works, you know, is phenomenal, because like a lot of times we have our certain ways of way we want to see things go, but everything that I have given you, just as far as we just done Black History, you went out and you done it Jordan's way, you know, and then everybody remembers you from the show, because most of the people that came to see us for Black History remembers the little girl that wore the orange shirt saying, "Hi, my name is Jordan," you know, so from PBS. And I really commend you on just being the phenomenal woman that you are. Now, if anybody wants to follow you on these handles, how do they get in contact with you?
So all of my handles are Jordan Orionn, Jordan, and then like the constellation, ORIONN, ORIONN. And then my TikTok is just Jordan Orionn, but the ends each have three ends. And then YouTube, again, everything. Facebook, I even got Facebook, y'all. Like everything is Jordan Orionn. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh my goodness. Words of wisdom. What would you like, as we get ready to close the show, what would you like to pass down to the audience?
To your point that you just mentioned, your path is your path. Stay on your trajectory. Your plan and the way you go about things doesn't always have to make sense to people. But as long as you know your end goal, what you have in mind, and you know it's going to be of quality, go about it in that manner. And keep going despite what other people may think. And know that you're that one. And I think that comes with confidence, and also establishing what you really want for yourself. So, yeah.
Wow. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the woman that you have become right before my eyes, even though you grew up too fast for me. I mean, it's like this 12 years, 13 years that I've been knowing you went like that. And now you stand before me. And every time I hear your name in conversation, it just brings a smile to my face, because you're doing such great work. And I don't want you to ever be down about the work that you're putting out. And I know sometimes it's a lonely road that you have to travel, but still you have so many people that are praying for you, for your success, because a lot of your success, they want to follow you in that journey. And I remember something that Denzel Washington said when he gave a speech, and he said that he went back home because he had some successful role, and he was bragging to everybody, saying how he done it all by himself. And it was a little old lady said everybody in this town was praying for you, so you didn't do it by yourself. So I want you to know you're not alone by yourself, and everybody's here praying for you. I'm your fanboy. I know your mom and dads are your greatest fanboys and fangirls, and we just want the very best for you. So,
oh, thank you. I received that. Thank you.
Yes, man. You heard it here on the Lively Art of Conversation. I am your host, Dr. Rodney Duckett. A little choked up now, all right? I'm going to hold back these tears. A little choked up now with this phenomenal, beautiful monarch butterfly that has just metamorphosized and just became just this wonderful individual. And her name is Jordan Orionn. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. Hey, tune in next week where I have the Blossom herself that's going to be here. That's right. I have another entertainer that I just watched grow up right before my eyes, and her name is Amani Mitchell. She goes by Niaja. So we'll talk about the evolution of Niaja next week on the Lively Art of Conversation, where you live, you learn, you earn. My goodness, she passed it along this week. Thank you.